Welcome to the 2021 Otago Rivers Race. This weekend the guys are running the Matukituki River and the Dart, both rivers in really good condition, and a field of 7 turbines, which has been the biggest in a while. Matuki, by all accounts, hasn't changed a whole lot since last time. The Dart is the Dart, it'll challenge people, but they're both fantastic rivers for the turbines. An experienced driver used to the delay and the driving style that's needed and is aggressive enough to get the most out of them. Records have fallen on both rivers, which in theory shouldn't be well suited to these bigger, faster boats. Yeah, they can't be beat in these conditions. It'll be some great racing. G'day, I'm Blair Christmas and I'm a helicopter mechanic, but I'm also navigator and T58 mechanic for a number of race boats in New Zealand. I have actually never been in a piston engine race boat, to be honest, but you've got to know the rivers. You've got to put the time into the pre-boating, which is where teams like Mike Pooley and Nick McMillan in the 366 boat always have a bit of an advantage. They're really methodical about the pre-boating. They know the areas they have to hit. They know the areas that they don't need to dwell on and get upset about. They're more than well experienced when it comes to changes in the river and things like that with weather and different river flows. So it's all about knowing the river. And the Dart, both rivers are short enough that you can memorise that river completely. You're not learning so much about the way that the river flows. You can actually remember lines and corners. Generally, the turbine engines are very reliable and well suited to this type of racing, and every now and then we do have issues with them, as is the case with the 377 boat, which me and the owner Tom Kelly have been headbutting for the last couple of weeks.
It's something internal, it's stalling or not quite getting to full acceleration, so no good to race with.
Tell me about these rivers.
We've spent most of the summer on both of them. They're both in really good nick. They're going to be pretty good for racing. They're going to be nice and fast and low. So it's going to be a shame, but we'll be watching from the bank somewhere.
We've had a repetitive stalling issue on acceleration, which is pretty rare. We've focused on the easy stuff to change. Initially, the fuel control unit, the state of vane actuator itself, and then the rigging of the vanes. We haven't had any luck with there, but now we're looking further back in the engine at potential airflow issues, particularly the diffusers or the nozzles in the compressor turbine. And these stages themselves for potential damage. This engine's been fitted to boats for a long time. Originally came out of Air Force or Marine One, which is a Sikorsky S61 operated by President Carter. So that's why this engine looks a little bit different in places. It's been through a separate overhaul shop, and it's the presidential one, which I don't know if it makes it faster. I'm pretty sure it does. So the other boat entered for this weekend in a turbine was Byron Campbell. The engine that he's chosen for that one was the X777 T58 8F, in which me and Regan spent 6 or 7 years developing and tuning and trying to learn what it wanted out of the boat. Really strong engine, went great for us for a long time. Never really had any issues with it. Byron fitted that to a new Quickcraft hull. Done an amazing job of fitting the thing out, but I've spoken to them this morning. They're not quite at the comfort level they need to send it straight out into tight rivers, which is a pretty wise move, and so they're going to refine the setup and test the handling and then be ready for the marathon later in the year. That'll see Byron back in his monohulled CX boat, which he's had great luck with. He knows the boat handling, and it'll give him a good chance to learn the rivers. But unfortunately, like many, the frustration of constantly exploding piston engines has driven him into the turbine, as well as the need for speed. Strong field this weekend again with CX and FX boats.
We've been over and boated the Dart this morning. It's it peaked at 200 last night, and it was about 90 this morning. It's grey. It's going to be hard to read, but not bad. And then we came over and did the Matukituki this afternoon, and it's looking like a dream, just like the marathon. So it's going to be a bit of a drag strip and good fun tomorrow.
So that's it from me. I've got to go out for brunch, but I'll be back in the system probably on Saturday, and no doubt my phone will be going on Friday after a day's racing and everybody starts having problems, as usually the case. And we turn this little yard here into a bit of a wrecking yard for turbine boats, but I'm used to that. It's all right.